Know the gang, know the gang, know the gang. Hit the subscribe button and hit the notification bell so you can join the notification gang and never miss an upload. What's up, players? It's IDOLWILD here back at you with another scheme video. Today I'm going to show you another little red zone scheme that you can use to try to score when you're within short yardage, because we all know that the red zone is the dead zone. And besides, the last video I did on scoring in the red zone did pretty well, so figured you guys like it, I'd do another one. Today we're going to be in a strong close formation. This one is in the Falcons playbook, but this formation is in a couple other books as well. And the important thing is that when you get in the formation and you get to your play call menu, you want to press L2 to be able to change the audibles. You see there? I just went into the formation and I pressed L2 to change audibles. Now what you're doing here is, you see here it says replace an audible. You're going to pick which play you want to replace, and then you pick the play you want to replace it with. So let's say I don't want halfback off tackle, which is triangle. I would press triangle, and now it says, you see at the top it says replace halfback off tackle. Now I get to choose the play I want to replace it with. Let's say I want to replace it with PA deep cross. I would press X. So you see how that is? I come into the play call menu, I press L2, and I select which one I don't want. Now I really don't want PA deep cross. So triangle, replace it with the play that I want. Press square for halfback off tackle, now it's there. And these are the audibles you want to come out in when it comes to strong close. You want quick toss, halfback off tackle, wide receiver out, and FL drive. I normally come out on wide receiver out. I'm going to show you how to attack cover 2, 3, and 4 with this same little formation. So whenever I'm out, we're going to start off with cover 3. Whenever I'm out on first and goal, the first thing I do, the very first thing I do is run the ball. And the running the ball is obviously, it's a safe choice when it comes to being on the goal line. But the most important thing is, if we don't get in, now we have a look at the goal line defense. So you run the ball, let's say you get in, sometimes you do, sometimes you don't. But you running the ball, even if you don't get in, now when you come back to your play call menu, you're going to know what coverage you're in. And that's important, because how you attack each coverage depends on, what play call or the play setup you do depends on the coverage. So now you ran the ball, let's say you run the ball and you get stopped. Let's get stopped here. You run the ball, you don't get in, but now you see, okay, now he's in cover 3. Now it's second and goal. If you're a smart Madden player, you got 2 attempts to attack this coverage, and you got 2 more plays to go. So now you know it's cover 3, and this is how I attack cover 3. What I want to do is I want to put Sawbert, which is the tight end, on a streak route. So I press triangle or Y if you're on Xbox. His icon is X, so I press X, and you see if you push the left stick or the left D-pad up, you get a streak. Now I want to put Julio Jones on a smart curl route. Triangle or Y. Julio Jones is square. Left stick or left D-pad down is curl. So now he's on a curl. Now I want to smart route that curl. So I select Julio again. Triangle or Y. Julio Jones. You see on the bottom right it says smart route. What that's going to do is going to put his route right at the goal line. And with Hooper, what I'd like to do is put him on a smart in route. So press triangle or Y, select Hooper, and you see on the left D-pad or left stick, you press left, you get an in route. Now smart route that, smart, can't even talk right now. Smart route that, triangle or Y, circle R1. Now you can block your running backs if you want to. I normally do this for extra protection, and you can press triangle or Y, select the running backs, and press R2 for pass block. Same thing for the fullback. Now what we're doing here is, now we know what zone they're in, now we know how to attack them. You know, this linebacker and this safety are going out in flat zone. Most of the time in the red zone is going to be hard flats. So now you have these 2 zones to protect the middle of the field. Or now there's 2 players in the middle, and we're attacking using 3 routes. We're using Hooper's route, Sawbert, and Julio Jones to attack the middle, but there's only 2 defenders. So whichever 2 of the defenders decide to choose, we're just going to attack using the other ones. So let's make out the play, and let's run the play first time and just show you what's going to happen. You see there, the middle linebacker went over to the left, the right outside linebacker went up kinda to guard Sawbert, so I left the in route, and I threw a low pass to the in route. And how I did that is I pressed L2 and I pressed the icon for the receiver. And so for a low pass, you hold L2 or left trigger, and then you throw the ball to him while still holding the button. So the whole time I'm about to throw it to him, let's say, okay, I'm holding L2 and then I'm throwing him. I hold L2 throughout the entire, until I push the button to tag the receiver. So now let's say he goes and guards Hooper and Sawbert is open. You have 7 blockers, so you have time to make this read. You don't want to sit in there too long, but you have time. Now, let's say we have Sawbird open in the back because he's attacking the seam of a cover 3, which is the weakness. You want to throw a high pass to Sawbird, which is by holding L1 or LB, and then you throw the ball to Sawbird. So he gets open in the back of the end zone. You throw a high pass, and it's kind of weird because he doesn't turn around. It looks like he's not paying attention, but if you throw a high ball to him, he's gonna respond and pick it up. So that's the same adjustments. As long as you get time, he gets back there. Now, normally you don't want to wait that long. I don't know why Sawbird is taking forever. And obviously you still have the other two to throw to. And that's why I like, looks like we're kind of stuck right there. But that's why I like blocking 7. Blocking 7, you're gonna have time in the pocket. And obviously you can, obviously you can run with the quarterback. You got the game kind of froze right there, but you can run with the quarterback if you want to. Let's set up the play. Let's make sure I ain't making no mistakes. You get here. All right, Sawbird's in the back, high pass, and then you throw it to him. Took us like 3 tries to get the actual play art to work, and then let's say this user linebacker here goes over to guard these routes on the right. Now Julio Jones is going to be open on a curl route. Now I'm going to throw it to him right now, and it's going to get picked off because we know that linebacker's coming over there. But we're going to just practice in our mind that the linebacker's going over to the right. But we're going to get picked off right here because I know the linebacker's going over there, but he actually caught the ball, but I don't have 2 hands or I don't have another controller, but you see that Julio Jones is open. So that's how you attack cover 3. You use the seam, you use the in route, and you use the little smart route to curl. Let's move on to cover 2. So now you see that we're in the cover 2, but let's imagine once again we're on 1st and goal. You want to run the ball. Let's say we run the ball. We get no yards, but we know we're second and goal, and now we know he's in a cover 2. Same thing with the quick pitch. You can run a quick pitch. You can also run a dive. I just prefer the quick pitch because if you got good guys, I got a fast right guard. Got like Zach Martin, so he'll get out there pretty quick and make some blocks. But now it's 2nd and goal, and you know that he's in cover 2. We're going to use the same setup for cover 2. Smart route Julio, streak Schubert, smart route Hooper, and block the running backs. And so this is going to open up the guys on the right side. So he goes and guards the in route. You go ahead and throw it to the tight end. If he guards the tight end, you throw a low ball to the in route. Once again, I don't have the other controller, so I'm going to throw this in route. It's going to get interrupted, but in this scenario, when we throw the in route, we're obviously imagining or practicing that the user linebacker is going over to guard the tight end. So there's no user in the middle of the field, and we still kind of got the little low ball in there. We missed the pass, but that's a simple thing. Another thing you can do is you can put Hooper on a hitch route. And how you do that is triangle a Y, he presses icon, and then you press R2 for the hitch. You see how he's on that little turnaround curl, and you want to smart route it. Triangle the Y, select Hooper, and then press R1. It only goes a little bit further, but I promise you it's going to get over the goal line. And you can leave the rest of the setup the same. So now, in this situation, you can get the user stuck in the middle, and you can still throw that little hitch. Hooper's in that little hitch, you throw a low pass, and as long as you got a good receiver there, he's going to catch it. So now let's move on to cover 4. So here we are against the cover 4, but if it's 1st and goal, sometimes they base a line. You don't specifically know if they're in a cover 4. So you would run the ball. Obviously, like I've been saying, 1st and goal, you run the ball. If you get in, great. If you don't get in, okay, we lost the yard. Now it's 2nd and goal. 2nd and goal in the shortened, but now we know they're in a cover 4. Now, traditionally, in a cover 4, these outside linebackers would be in hard flats. He would be in a hard flat. He would be in a hard flat. Because there's no reason to go cloud flats because there's such short yardage. Having a hard flat to guard the shortest routes is what most people who run cover 4 or any coverage in the red zone will mostly be on hard flats. I'm going to say 99% of the time. You see someone catching cloud flats, they know something you don't, and you're going to lose anyway. Now I'm just playing. But once again, the setup is very similar. You put Julio on a smart in route. Smart curl. You can put Hooper on the smart. You can put him on a smart hitch, or you can put him on a curl. It's all up to you. If you want to mix it up, let's say 2nd down you put him on a hitch, and then 3rd down you put him on a in route. It's up to you. Now, right now, I don't have the 2nd controller hooked up, so these 2 linebackers are going to play quarter flats, which means they're going to play the seams a little bit more, which is not normal against what you see in the cover 4. So this play is going to be a little bit locked up more than usual, but we're still going to have an open route. So you got the same setup as before, a similar setup. low ball to Julio Jones. Julio Jones holds on to the ball, we catch it. Now, obviously, I'm not giving you anything that's like glitchy or 100% guaranteed to glitch. There's no play that's going to work 100% of the time. In this play, the goal is we're throwing the ball in the red zone and we're not getting picked off when we throw it. You make smart reads, and Julio were able to make a catch, but I mean, you're already in a tough spot. And the runs can work as well too. Let's say you're too scared to throw the ball, or you have a budget team, you have budget receivers, and they're just not holding on to the ball. There we go. Julio finally held on to the ball. There we go. So that's cover 4 right there. But obviously, it's hard to imagine what this cover 4 looks like with the hard flats, because those hard flats, if you see my other videos, you know those hard flats shoot right out to the outside. So now the middle of the field is even more wide open. We're going to go into a different cover 4. What we did last time was cover 4 quarters with those quarter flats. Now let's go into cover 4 quarters here with these curl flats. So you can try both. This one's on the hitch on the right side. Let's run here. Okay, so now you simply just sit here making a read. Okay, Hooper's open, low pass to Hooper. Simple as that. You just have to make a read. And you have 3 routes. So you see the user went to the left to guard Julio Jones. So now I'm looking on my 2 routes on the right. Okay, the tight end on the post is covered, so now we throw to Hooper. And I'm telling you, just based on what the play got a little stuck right there, but based on the cover 4, the middle of the field is going to be open for Pickens if you determine, like, as long as you make the right read, the middle of the field is open right there. I can show you what we're using FL Drive for. Most of the time we're using FL Drive if we're real close up on the goal line. Let's say you're on the 2-yard line. FL Drive comes in because the tight end is on a deep in route, so that helps. But essentially, we're running the same play on the other side, just except for the post doesn't work that well when you're like on a 2-yard line. So you just simply have to make this here, and then there you go right there. Just the post runs a little bit too deep, and so if you get to the 2 or the 1-yard line, you still want to pass it for some reason, you can using that. But once again, you know, you got these curls here, Julio Jones. But anyway, you seen cover 2, cover 3, cover 4. You seen how I attack it. You want to set up the pass play by running the ball. Running the ball, get your opponent in the mindset, because this is a primary running formation. So by running the ball first, your opponent thinks, okay, this guy's going to run the ball. You may catch him in a run commit. You can catch his user losing his mind. Like, his user will shoot out maybe one play, and you get a wide open player. The user could shoot out because he thinks you're going to run the ball. He could run commit, but most importantly, you understand, you see what coverage he's in. And most players don't change their coverage for the goal line once they get into it. But that's it for this video. I appreciate you guys showing up. If you learned something, if I'm able to help you score, let me know and help me out by hitting that like button. And let me know, what are your guys go-to? Or do you guys normally pass on the goal line, or do you guys normally run on the goal line? Let me know in the comment section and we can talk about it. I'll see you guys around next time. Peace.